Today on In the Woodyard, I'm selling one of these saws. I think you want to buy one. Here we go. So what we have here is a 572 Husqvarna, another 572 Husqvarna, another 572 Husqvarna, and I have a 592. Now the 592 I am not selling. And I'm not selling my 572 XP-G, which is what this is. There's a G. That one I'm going to keep because that's a brand new one. That one I just got. But these two 572s, I don't use them very often because I have 4 saws. And now that I have a processor to use, I don't use my saws as much. So I don't need 2 572s anymore. And it's not that I don't want them. I want to get something else. So that's just it. I want to get another chainsaw that's different size because I've got 3 70cc saws here. I'm going to keep the G for sure. I'm going to keep one of these 572s, but I'm going to clean them up today because they've got actual cobwebs on them because I haven't used them now in probably a couple months. It's been a while. So I'm going to take them and get them all cleaned up today. I'm going to give them all a bath, clean everything up because I haven't cleaned the saws in a long time. And whichever one looks the prettiest is the one I'm going to sell. Now, a brand new 572 goes for about 1,100 bucks, give or take. Sometimes they're 1,200, sometimes you can get them for like 10.50. So, and if you get them on sale, usually they're about 20% off. So you can get them for about 900 bucks. It's about as cheap as they get for a brand new one. And I'm going to sell, I think, for probably 800-ish, somewhere in there. Make me an offer. So one of them is going to be sold, and I'm going to get a new saw. I have something in mind already. Actually, I've got 2 in mind. Different saws. You'll see. So we're going to get these cleaned up right now. Well, I'm at my cleaning facility, the old Woodyard. I had to come here because my compressor is here, and I had to get my little pistol for the air for blowing everything out. And I had a bunch of cleaners here. I got some brake clean here. And so I'm going to clean all the saws up, and I've already decided which saw is the one I'm going to sell. It's going to be this one. This is the newer one. It's got I think this is the original bar because I haven't used this saw that much. The older one is that one there, and that one I've used a lot. The chain is about half wore out on this one, but I'm going to sharpen that up. The bar is still in decent shape. It's not great, but it's pretty good. And it's got a new scabbard, newish. And the only thing that I can see as far as the ding on it anywhere is right here on this label. There's a couple little punctures right there. That's it. Other than that, there's no cracks or anything. So this one's actually in the best shape. This one back here, this 572, has got a crack. I forget where it was. Right here, there's a crack somewhere. Right here, there's a crack. Right there, it's got a crack on that plastic. So I'm keeping that one because I don't care if it's got a crack. It cuts just fine, but I know someone who's gonna buy this is gonna want a saw that's not cracked. So I brought it here because I've got an area here on the gravel where I can clean. I can set this right on the ground and I can spray brake clean on it and blow it all off. And I've got wipes here to wipe it all off. So I'm gonna kind of get this all cleaned up and make it look all pretty and everything. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, so I've got rags, I've got wipes, I've got toothbrushes, old ones I use for scrubbing stuff out. Got the brake clean. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bar and chain off so I'm not fighting that because I'm going to clean up this whole inside cover. I'm going to clean everything up. So we're going to take this off first. And I've decided that this is the one because it's in the best shape. It's got the fewest hours. I bought this saw probably 2 years ago, I want to say. So it's got hours on it, but not a ton. I mean, not near as many as the old 572 because I had this old 572 back here along with 2 576s. Then one of those died, and then one of the other ones had some problems, so I cannibalized a whole bunch of parts off of that 576. So I had a 576 and a 572. Those are the 2 that I had for a long time. And then I wanted to get another one, so I bought this one. And so I've had this one the least amount of time. I'm gonna set this back here. There, now I can actually do some work. So it's not in terrible shape. We're gonna get everything all cleaned up. Looks like the sprocket's still pretty darn good. So that's original sprocket, and that's not bad at all. So yeah, we're just gonna get this all cleaned up and make it all look all real pretty. I think I'm gonna sell for, I think 800 bucks, and I'm even gonna throw in an extra free chain. That's like a $30 value. And if you buy it from me, you're gonna get a free wood chip with my logo on it. Look at that. I'm gonna throw all that in there. So that's the scoop. If someone wants to pay me more, I won't refuse it. But I think $800 is a fair price from what I could tell by looking. And it's original air cleaner. I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna wash this in the sink. And the way to do that is you pull your choke out, because you close off your intake on your carburetor there. So yeah, this needs some cleaning here. I can see this is pretty dirty. So we're gonna take that inside and clean it. Actually, I'm gonna do this first. So we're gonna go do that right now. I'll be right back. Yeah, this you don't need to see. I'm just gonna go rinse it with hot soapy water and then put it out here to dry. So that's what I'm gonna do right away. Let this just sit. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So I just washed this out with hot soapy water. I used Dawn dishwashing liquid. I just put a bunch of hot water into the sink basin, and then I get it all frothy and slosh this around in there a whole bunch. And I pounded it out first. I guess I could have showed you that, but it's no big deal. All I do is I just pound it on the edge and you take some of the powder. It wasn't bad at all though. But yeah, I know some guys will use gas to clean these out, especially if they're out in the woods. They'll just use some gas. They'll run it through there and then shake it out and then run it, and it'll dry itself out. But hot soapy water, Dawn is what works really good. So I'll get this all cleaned up. It's gonna look like brand new by the time I get done here. And then this will just sit out, and I'll let this dry out in the air today, because this does absorb. It's just one of those cloth, I don't know, felt, whatever it is made out of. I don't know what it's made out of. Doesn't matter. All that matters is that I get it clean. These don't get very dirty because it's a Husqvarna. The air cleaning system on the Husqvarnas is known for being very, very good. Stills, on the other hand, they get dirty real easy. You got to clean them out much more. Just the way it is. But yeah, so this is nice and clean now. So I'll just set this in the sun and the wind here. I'll set it on its side so air can blow in it. I'll just let it sit here the whole time I'm cleaning all these saws up. So this one will be all cleaned up then. So we're just going to put it back over here on the toolbox, and then we're going to start cleaning here. So first thing I'm going to do, because it's easy, this is already off, we're going to take the cover off. We're going to spray that with some brake clean and get it all cleaned up. So basically I just give it a little bit of coat. It doesn't take much. And we'll let that sit for just a little bit. Yeah, it dries up really fast. That stuff just evaporates. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my toothbrush and just start scrubbing. That seems to be the easiest. I can use the air compressor, and I will use that for blowing out some of the cracks and stuff, but I find if I take the toothbrush and just scrub away on it, because a lot of this stuff is caked on with oil, so the air compressor doesn't really take it off, which is why I like to do this outside. So this is a nice thing to do on a nice fall day like today, because you can clean stuff up and let the crap just fly everywhere. But all these crevices like this, I just get in there and just scrub away. Get in here, and that brake clean just kind of loosens everything up. This is not going to be perfect when I get done. It's not going to be brand new, but it's going to be better. So I'm going to take the compressor. I'm going to take the saw and move it out of here so I'm blowing stuff into the back of the hole there. Oh, I forgot that comes off. Well, that does work good for cleaning crap out of there. I got like 100 pounds of pressure right now, so. Wow. That's cleaning it good, or well. That's pretty darn nice already. Now I'm gonna take this, give it another squirt, and then I'm gonna rub on it a little bit here. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it doesn't take the built-up grease off, but you can see it's got just cakes on there, and that brake clean just kind of loosens everything up. And then, like I said, this isn't going to be perfect, but it's going to be better, and it's going to look pretty darn nice. And I'm not real big into keeping everything just spotless like a lot of people are. Main thing I like to do is keep it clean enough that it's going to keep working. So once in a while, I just clean out the gunk, especially in this cover here. I'll go in there and pull stuff if I'm ripping a whole bunch where I get all kinds of noodles in there, lots of sawdust. I'll take this off, pound it out. Do that same with the air cleaner, take it out, pound it off. Now I'm going to use some liquid wrench here because that will loosen this up even more. Because when it's caked on, you almost got to get something to lubricate it, because that brake clean is so dry when you put it in, it doesn't really do much. So, oh yeah, this is better. I know there's guys that have like commercial cleaners, they'll set saws right into them. They'll set 2, 3, 4 saws in, and it's like a dishwasher basically, and they'll put the whole saw right in there. They come out sparkly clean. I don't have one of those, so just doing this like the average guy would do, because I'm a very average guy. And if you don't believe me, you can ask my wife. Average in every way. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna do this next. So again, the carburetor is closed. What I like to do, and a lot of guys will say this is what you should do, is I'm gonna take and I'm gonna stuff this intake, the carb here. Oh, I got a whole bunch of crap on the screen here, on the lens. I'm going to take this, I'm just going to stuff a bunch of rags in here that I can pull out easily. And it'll keep all the crap from going down inside of there. Even though the choke flap, wing, whatever you call it, it's closed. Again, you guys can tell I'm not a mechanic. I don't know the names of stuff. All I know is that you don't want crap getting in there. That looks pretty good. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the air compressor and I'm just going to start spraying and getting all dusted. That's actually working pretty dang good. Stuff's flying out. So the compressor's running. I'm gonna start shooting some more air here. It's amazing how much is in here. Just trying to get this nozzle right down inside of there where all the gunk is. Okay, so I've been just spraying like a maniac, and I just cleaned off the serial number little badge thing that's in the back here, and I'm looking at it here, and I think this is a universal badge they put on here, because it says in here the serial number was given in 2018, but I know that this saw, I bought it in like 2020 or 21. Well, that needs to be tightened up a little. So this saw, it might be 3 years old, but I know it's not more than that. So I don't know if it's set on the shelf or if that's just a universal badge number that they put on all of them ahead of time, that it's got that number on there, as far as maybe that's the patent or the serial number when it's given. So I had to turn the camera off because I went before and I cleaned out that air filter. I forgot to put my safety glasses back on, and wasn't even thinking if I started spraying, I had a piece go right into my eye, a chunk of stuff, so I had to go wipe it out in the mirror. So, safety glasses. Goes to show you, you gotta have them on. Okay, now we're gonna get back to spraying here. I found a whole bunch more gunk. Where was it? Back in here, right in there. Oh, there's a bunch in there too. Right there, it's pretty bad. Oh. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a lot of sawdust and oily dust coming out. It just keeps coming out. Now I do know keeping your saw clean, it runs better, because if you keep everything from getting overheated, you know, you get all that sawdust packed in here. If you don't clean your saw hardly ever, it can overheat, and that's bad for a saw. Lots more gunk coming out. Every time I spray in one area, I go back to another, and more stuff. A lot of sawdust coming out. So now I'm going to spray some brake clean on the stuff where it's grimy, where it's not coming off, and I'm going to rub it. So we'll just get in there and do some scrubbing, basically. Yeah, it's taking stuff off. Not going to get it off. That must be like pine pitch baked in there, is my guess. Looking prettier. Certainly not going to be like a new saw, but it's going to be pretty clean by the time I get done here. I suppose I should take this off. This is a cover for the oiler here, the oiler plate, whatever this is called. I'm sure there's a name for it, don't know. This is where the oiler is. Oh yeah, that's kind of grimy. Give that some cleaning. Let's do one of these again, give us a shot of this. Oh, I forgot to put my gloves back on. Yes. I'm pretty sure that stuff's not good for you on your skin. We're going to bring this cover, we're going to clean this up. My wife's gonna probably not even notice that I used this. She took it from her bathroom. Hopefully she won't notice that I used it. And if she does, I'll just blame it on one of the kids. Of course, we don't have kids at home anymore. They're all grown up and gone. Lots of stuff coming out of there yet that I could not get with the compressor. The brush helps. Alright, more spraying. Probably wanted to get some turtle wax out and wax this baby up. That's not going to happen. I'm not that obsessed. Just want to get it looking good. Here, I think that cover looks pretty dang good. Now, just going to wipe up the bar here. Again, not going to do anything special. Just going to check on the rail here and see what it looks like. It's pretty clean, actually. I got to get a better pick, I think. But we're going to wipe all this crap off here. I've got a little pick I can get in the groove, but I can see that there's chunks in there, so. This bar's not too bad. And the paint's kind of wore off, but there's no big grooves in here or anything yet, so. It doesn't feel like it's raised or rough on the edges, so it's actually pretty good. It is a Husqvarna bar. Okay, I'm gonna go get a pick and clean that out. Okay, I did not find my pick, but I have got a little bitty screwdriver that I've used before. It cleans the rail out really good, so I can get all the way down. Look at that. Turds. Sawdust and oil turds. It's actually not too bad. I've seen it way worse than that. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Alright, we're going to squirt some brake clean down in there. I see it running down to the end here. And then I'm going to take this. We're going to stuff this in the crack. And the thing is cleaning it like this, 30 seconds into cutting, it's going to be just as dirty as it is when I started. That's why I'm not real big on keeping it just perfect all the time. It's impossible. You wouldn't get any work done if all you do is keep your saw clean, or your tools in general. There we go. The bar is clean. And this is kind of a ridiculous thing I'm about to do, but I'm going to do it because I can. clean off the gunk off of this, and we're going to put it all back together, and I'm going to sharpen it. So whoever buys it from me is going to get a sharpened chain from me, and then I'm going to have a spare one in there too. There we go. Chain straight, and we're going to put it, looks to me like I want to run it this side down. So we're going to take this end and flip it around. We're going to put the chain on. There, the chain is on. I'm going to set that down. We're going to put the rest of the parts back on that I took off. And wipe this down just a little better here because it's still got some gunk on it. This cover. Man, I got stuff sprayed everywhere on here just from this one saw, and I still got 3 to go. Okay, so we're going to put this back on, so it just goes right here like that. Now I got to find the screw here because I'm pretty sure it's right here. I'll put that in. Get it in there. There we go, that's snug. That's a little loose. We're going to tighten that up. I got to go grab my... Okay, so I went and I got the proper tool. It's got this little... what is that? Like a number 10 number, I don't know what number it is. We're going to tighten this up just a little bit. Or I'm going to tighten it up a lot. There we go. Yeah, she still spins. Okay, that's good. Then, as soon as I got this out, I'm going to go around and I'm going to check all these. That's good. That's good. It's just a little loose. And to check your nuts, as they say. T20, that is the one. Oh, that was a little loose. Wrong one. Try this one. That's tight. That's tight. Now, what is that? T27. Sorry, I don't know my numbers. Yeah, these are all just a smidge loose, nothing spectacular. I'm gonna tighten this one up. And this one, that's tight. Again, you don't want to break them. I just want to snug them a little bit. I'm just gonna check, make sure I got them all. And that's tight. These are all good. That's good. That one's just a little loose, but not bad. And on the muffler here, I think I gotta go from here for this one. That's good. I can't even get at that one. Oops, if we go down here I can. That one's good. Front muffler looks good. The side one here. Everything's good. There we go. I just snugged everything up. Only one that was really loose was this safety knobby thing for chain safety catch. That was the only thing. So now we can put everything back together. So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to clean off the carburetor air cleaner edge because I was blowing stuff all over the place, so we had sawdust and gunk just flying around like crazy. We're going to pull all this out and pull up and out. Looks good. Don't see any junk in there. And by now, this has been sitting out here for, yeah, it's dry. We're going to put this right back on because it's been sitting out here for an hour while I've been goofing around. We're just going to let it sit here. I'm going to leave the cover off for a little while. Let this dry out the rest of the way. It feels dry. But I'll just let it sit like that for a while. And we're going to put the chain back on and the bar. So this goes this way. There's some gunk right there. Just got to loosen up the tensioner to get it to drop. And these got keeper nuts, which is, I like them and don't like them. They're nice, but you got to get them just right. But it's nice when you don't drop them in the woods and the leaves and lose them. So I get them just finger snug, and then I'm going to tighten this up. And I know how tight I want this because I've done this so many times. Some guys use a nickel. I just know by feel. Yeah, right there, look, feels good. We're going to tighten it up the rest of the way. check it again. Yep, perfect. So we're gonna let that sit a while I clean the other ones, and we'll put the cover back on, and this saw will be ready for a new owner. Okay, so all the saws are somewhat clean. I blew everything out, got all the chunks out. I didn't do a deep clean on my other 3 saws, just this one I did a really good cleaning on. The last thing I have to do is I'm going to sharpen the chain. For those of you that haven't been here before, yes, I use a Dremel and a Oregon bit for sharpening. It's right here, I'm going to grab them. It is a 7/32 Oregon bit. These are the best. Don't try anything else. This is what you want. You get a 3-pack for like $6. So I'm going to sharpen it, and I'm going to show you how fast it is. Way easier than using a file, way faster than using a file. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is sharpen this, and for those of you that haven't been around much, yes, I use a Dremel for sharpening. I use the 7/32 Oregon bits. These are the ones you want. You get a 3-pack for like $6. Way faster, I think almost as good as a hand file, but I can get this whole thing done in less than 2 minutes, and that's fast. Because if you hand file, you're talking 10 minutes to do it right. So I do this all the time. Generally, I sharpen my saws almost every tank or every other tank. I can see here this needs touching up. It's not terrible, but yeah, but it's not cat claw sharp, so it needs sharpening. So what I generally do is I will mark a tooth. This one has a marked spot right here. There is a link that's colored. I'm going to mark this tooth so I know that's where I'm starting, and I sharpen everything from the same side just like this, and it goes this fast. Done. 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 A little bit faster than a file. And no, it doesn't hurt the tooth at all. And no, I don't use a guide. I run it wide open, and I've done this so much I just know that I'm getting the right angle. If you're not good with a file, try this. You'll like it. Super simple. Almost done. Last one. All done. It's that fast. Tell me you can hand file that sharp. You might be able to get 2 or 3 teeth on in that much time. Now I have a nice fancy little vise that Bert designed that we use to put the saws in, that we clamp on, and then it goes in on a board, and the holes are really nice. I forgot to bring it today. I don't have it here. It's out at the farm. But it does work great, and I'm going to be having those for sale at the Paul Bunyan. Now it is cat claw sharp. The second you touch it, it just digs right in. And the top plate is flat, even, sharp. The tip of the tooth is really sharp. The gullet is just fine. The rakers do not need to come down to the depth gauges. I can see that they're just fine yet because I can still see file marks on there, which means I took them down the last time I sharpened. So there you go. This saw is ready to go. Oh, no it's not. Gotta do this. First thing I do as soon as I get done sharpening, I put the scabbard back on because I have cut myself lots of times. I have my glove on because it is sharp now. There we go. Now I'm ready and I'm open for business. The saw is for sale. If you want it, let me know. You can email me at chrisinthewoodyard, all one word, @gmail.com. $800, and you're getting spare chain, and you're going to get one of my In the Woodyard discs. $800. If that's way out of line, let me know, but I think that's probably about right. There you go. That's it for today, folks. You know what to do. Poke the buttons. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. with a new video just for you. Between now and then, go to my channel. There's over 1,200 videos waiting for you to watch. Good night, Irene.